Welcome YouTube. This is the Velvet Locks. In this video I wanted to talk with you about these to keep your hair color popping in between hair color jobs. So basically, you know, when you color your hair, after a period of time and shampooing and everything, your hair color kind of tends to get a little dull. So to spruce up the color in between hair dye jobs, the first one is moisture. You have to moisturize your hair. You have to moisturize your hair. I am so tired of seeing dry locks. The worst thing is standing behind somebody or just passing them and their hair is so dry it looks like a desert. There ain't nothing cute about that, especially with the men. The more dry your hair gets, the more likely it is to break. So you have to moisturize it, and it's always good to spritz it with water, or what I use to keep my hair nice and moisturized every morning when I get up. If my hair is just like this straight and I don't really have a particular style and I just want to throw it in one, right now New York City is going through a 5-day heat wave, so the last thing I want is hair in my face. I really should have it off my neck, but I'm pretty decent right now. But what I do in the morning is before I style my hair, I spritz it. Have my little trusty spray bottle, and I use rose water. I mean, you can get this anywhere, and it doesn't have to be this particular brand, because when I go to the Indian store, I call it the Pakistani store, because they have all, oh, I love that place. They got the raw nuts, all the healthy stuff, and you know, their products is made for, you know, their hair, and their hair constantly grows. So I go there to get a lot of my products. Well, like I said, to moisturize it is always good to use rose water. And basically what you do is you just put this in a spray bottle and spritz. So I usually like to spray my roots and, you know, just mist it, basically. Just mist it on my hair, just a little, not a lot. And just to, you know, refreshen it up in between. Another thing I like to do to keep it nice and vibrant looking is oils. Lots of nice essential oils. I'm going to do a video next on the kind of oils, essential oils that will stimulate and promote hair growth. And I know this for a fact because I use this faithfully in my hair. And I'm going to show you in that video a before and now picture of my edges. Like I said, that's another video. But you must moisturize your scalp as well as your hair with some oils. Now I didn't bring any with me, but you know, like a tea tree and a mixture of different essential oils. You can check those out. And you know, you moisturize your scalp, and you also put some on your hair as well. And don't forget your ends, because the last thing you want is breakage. And with me, I have very delicate, my hair is fine anyway and is very thin, so it's more prone to break, which is why I've combined a lot of them, and I plan on combining more as they grow and thicken up a little bit. But the first thing is the water, preferably, you know, water with some oils. You can even mix with your water. It doesn't even have to be the rose water. It could be just regular water and maybe a carrier oil like a jojoba oil or olive oil, or you put that in there and you put a little tea tree oil in there, because that also, you know, helps stimulate your scalp. Peppermint oil freshens your lock. But you must use moisture. You must moisturize your locks. Now my next is a temporary hair tint. Now this one is the same color, well, just about the same color as my hair. This is a more of a burgundy, but when I spritz it, it comes up a different, more of a reddish, wineish color like what I have now. And this one is Jerome Russell, made by Jerome Russell, and it's a temporary hair color tint. And they have them in all colors. And what I do, because I was told that, you know, red hair color tends to fade a lot faster, so you, I guess, would need to color it more. And you don't want to put that's another thing. You don't want to color your hair too much, because then you're definitely breaking your locks and thinning them out. So what I do, especially if I'm going out and my hair is already in a style and I just want it to pop a little bit, I play around with these, the Temporary hair tints. Now these are also wonderful for grays. Okay, let me tell you, I can't stand them things. Oh, they get on my last nerve. Them gray hairs, they grow so darn fast. They're the only hair that stays in your head. The rest of them will fall out, but not gray hairs. They're strong. They must eat spinach. They're strong, really. And they pop out the fastest. Think about it. Look at your hair and remember when you colored it. And then as it grows out, if you have gray hair, look at the hairs that tend to pop out faster. It's always the gray, not the new growth, but the grays. Well, anyways, what I do to freshen up my hair as well as my gray hairs, as you can see, I done this like a month ago. I colored my hair this beautiful red color a month ago, and already, I don't know if I can get you to see this a little bit more. Maybe I'll move in a little, but I'm noticing some like blondish, like some sort of lightish looking color here, and when I look close, it's these little tiny grays trying to make a comeback. They're trying to make a comeback. So I saw something glistening this morning as I'm, you know, doing my hair in the mirror, and I'm like, oh no, not you again. So this is what you can do, and it comes, like I said, it comes in different colors, and you just do a very light thing, you know, just a little, not a lot. Just spritz a little color on the growth. Let me move back a little bit. Okay, and you just spritz a little bit around. Now this is a little bit much, and then you just take a brush and you just move the color around, and that's it. A temporary solution to those pesky gray hairs. Okay, so that's another point, another tip, another way to refresh and keep your color popping. You just match it up with the color that they're selling. They have it also in black and brown. So for those dark-haired girls, you can get these spray tints in your hair color too, and you spritz it on your grays. Those old doggone nagging grays. Lastly, another way to keep your hair color popping in between permanent dye jobs is to use a semi-permanent dye. A tint, a rinse, which is another name for a tint. And that helps keep your hair popping in between. I have the Adore, and mine is in the intense red. Basically, it matches the color that I have in my hair now. So in between my color jobs, which I haven't done yet because I've dyed my hair about a month ago, and already it's starting to grow out. I see the little grays popping up, so that's how I combat the grays in between my color jobs. So like I said, you have to keep your hair moisturized, keep your scalp moisturized and oiled, your hair, you know, strands oiled as well, not greasy, not thick, but you put a nice little small coat of oil, coconut oil, 100% pure coconut oil, not the little cheesy brand, like those hairdressers, conditioners, such as this. Now, I know you see certain things on the market and it says, you know, coconut oil, so everybody flocks to it because, of course, you know, it smells good. But one thing you got to realize is you should always read all the ingredients in the things that you put in your hair. And basically, the first ingredient is the more potent ingredient that has the most inside the container. So in this one, petroleum oil, that's a number 1 no-no. Mineral oil, that's a number 2 no-no. Lanolin, 3, and fragrance. So basically, there's hardly any any coconut oil, coconut in this oil. All it is grease. And when I bought it, I liked the smell, but I knew I wasn't using it in my hair. I don't use these type of things in my hair. So what I do is I use them to moisturize my legs. Go figure. It works though. My arms, my legs. You may have some mosquitoes chasing you, but you're gonna be greased up. Another way to keep your color lasting a little bit longer is to clarify your hair. Now, your shampoos determine whether, you know, how clean your hair is gonna get. So it's always good to get a nice shampoo that actually cleans, deep cleans. And one of them that I recommend is Dr. Bronner's. I mean, you really get, with Dr. Bronner's, you have to actually dilute that because it's so sudsy and so much. And you don't want that to get stuck, the residue to get stuck in your locks, even after rinsing it because it's just so strong and condensed. So you dilute it with water. Well, what I use sometimes to shampoo my hair, because I'm kind of like a product junkie, and when I hear of something good and I try it, I mean, I go for it. Now, I've learned about this on YouTube. It's called the Nile shampoo. I've been looking for this for the longest. The oil, they also have the oil, and it looks dark. Of course, it looks black, but this has all sorts of healthy ingredients. It's all natural, and it has things in here like antioxidants. It has blackberry, lavender, amelia, amla. That's some sort of Indian herb. And if I had my glasses on, I'd be able to really tell you all the other ingredients. But it's all natural stuff. Natural. So it's really healthy for your hair. So, like I said, ladies, you know, ways to keep your hair color popping in between your color jobs is to moisturize it. Stay away from those drying out oils such as petroleum, mineral oil, lanolin, mineral oil, petroleum, beeswax, oh goodness, any type of wax. Stay away from that. They dry your hair out. They kill the oxygen in your hair follicles, and it tends to dry it out, and then you get breakage or thinning, you know, or just looks like a desert is living up on top of your head. Secondly, you have to spritz your hair. It's always good to spritz it every every day if you can, but you know, 2 to 3 days you can spritz it. If you don't want to spritz your whole entire head and you just want to make sure your scalp get that moisture, you just lift your hair up and you just get up in there and you spritz inside, you know, inside the hair, inside the scalp. And then thirdly, or should I say secondly, would be use a temporary hair tint like this. They have all colors. You can get playful with it too, and you can do the little ombre colors that they're doing now for hair. And lastly would be using a semi-permanent hair dye that's the same color as yours, and that can give it that extra popping vibrant color in between. Now, I do recommend that when you use the temporary spray or the temporary the semi-permanent hair dye, that you do not really wear light colors. These will definitely bleed on your clothes. Now, it will be washable, although I don't know if it's ever damaged anything. I haven't, you know, noticed that yet. It should wash and rinse right out in the laundry, but they will stain your clothes. So at night, it's always good to, anyways, you should automatically be doing this with your locks, is wrapping your hair at night. Another thing that keeps your hair popping is keeping it wrapped at night, and when you're laying down, lounging around the house, because you know, when you put your head on surfaces, you tend to pick up some lint, and that's another thing that will dull your hair color and dull your hair and cause buildup eventually, heaviness and weight in your lock, and who knows, you might end up losing that lock eventually over time. So to wrap your hair at night, and that helps keep moisture inside your hair. So therefore, you know, your color is lasting longer. Now with these, especially the semi-permanent one, you definitely want to keep your hair wrapped up at night. You don't want to really wear light colors. If you're using the Playful hair tint spray, I would recommend that you spritz the outsides, even if it's like the hair itself. Like if you want to get playful with the color and you want to spritz your hair. Now I'm gonna try to do a little thing here. You want to spritz your hair. It's always good to do the outside. I would not recommend that you go up underneath and spritz that, because that's the part that lays on your clothes, and that's the part that will end up bleeding on your clothes. You know? So, oh, I got my ears. You know, and with this, you can really go in on it. You know? It's up to you. You know, and then what you can do, being that it's a temporary spray, you can go with a wet cloth or so, just so that it looks more natural around the edges. And then you can even go over it a little bit with a damp cloth, just so that you don't look like you got like liner, like you're coloring and you got the liner going on. But anyways, yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Tell a friend, and come back soon.